Behind me is a typical Soviet-era Khrushchevka, built in 1961, where we decided to temporarily rent an apartment because it's located right in the center of Vladivostok. And I want to show it to you. But before we go inside, let's briefly look at their history, why they look like this and why people still live in them today. Khrushchevka is usually a 4 or 5-story residential building, named after the Soviet leader Nikita Sergeyevich Khrushchev. Mass construction of these buildings began during his rule, starting in 1956 and lasting until around 1970s, with the goal of solving the housing shortage after World War II. Before Khrushchev, during the Stalin era, many ordinary workers in the cities lived in barracks. It's typically 2-story wooden buildings where each family lived in one separate room without basic amenities like heating, running water, or even indoor toilets. Toilets were located outside. These barracks still exist in many cities in Russia. This one I randomly came across in the center of Vladivostok, hidden between residential buildings. It seems to be abandoned, but some can still be in use. At that time were also communalkas. In communal apartments, the conditions were slightly better. They were located in bricks or stone buildings and usually had heating and running water, but a shared kitchen and bathroom. Simple workers couldn't afford a separate apartment in Stalinkas. Stalinka is building from Stalin's time. They usually feature decorative facades, more space with high ceilings and thick walls. Simple workers could only dream of these apartments. So they were accessible to high-income communities. And many Stalinka buildings are still considered elite today. So, after World War II, the situation was even worse. Many residential buildings were destroyed, and most people lived in poor conditions. After Stalin's death and a short power struggle, Khrushchev became the leader, who set a noble goal to provide every family with a separate apartment. And to reach this goal, they had to cut all luxuries, like high ceilings, room space, outside decorations, etc. The motto of this mass development was quick and cheap, and many of the buildings were intended as temporary housing. So the era of grey, faceless buildings began. The first buildings were made of bricks, like the one I live in now. Then came a cheaper option, panel construction. So when it comes to sound insulation, people can forget about it.
Будь здоров.
Будь здоров. Слава Советскому Союзу.
In bricks buildings, the situation is better. Like, for example, we don't hear our neighbors at all. Or maybe they're just really quiet. So now let's go inside. Nowadays, almost all residential buildings have locked doors that only residents can open with such provided key. The stairwell in our buildings looks a bit creepy and kind of gives off a dangerous vibe. But people leave their belongings not worrying that someone might steal them, so it's quite safe here. But yeah, the stairwell needs renovation. This is the mailbox where we usually receive water and electricity bills. The stairwell is also heated. Classic Khrushchevka stairwells are usually painted in green or blue. There are different theories why this color, but the most common is that it's cheap and practical, and could hide dirt and stains. As these buildings were meant to be built fast and cheap, they don't have elevators, so Khrushchevkas are usually no taller than 5 floors. And we live on the 5th floor, so it's our daily workout, going up and down. The apartments in these buildings are mostly small, ranging from 30 to 60 square meters, with ceiling heights of about 2.5 meters. This one is about 36 square meters, including the balcony. In many apartments, there is a phone near the door to open the stairwell door for visitors. Despite such primitive construction, it was a breath of fresh air for simple people who lived in barracks and other housing with poor conditions, because they could finally get their own apartments with a private kitchen and bathroom. And all the basic living conditions were met, like heating, running cold and hot water, but the toilet is in the same room as the bathtub. But it was not a big deal. These kinds of buildings built after 1963 are also called Brezhnevkas, in honor of the leader Brezhnev. But they're just slightly improved version of Khrushchevkas, so it's still more common to call them Khrushchevka. In this place, people are always gathering and doing something, working out, painting, singing. Child playing on the roof. And these are cars from Japan, from Korea, from China. We are living near port. Many windows in Russia can open also this way for summer ventilation, and is narrow tilt for winter ventilation. But not only windows. The balcony door is also can open this way, like this. For such an apartment we pay 55,000 rubles for rent. There are also many more modern new buildings around, but the rent in such area would be much higher. Since there was a lot of free space, spacious courtyards were developed, with areas for playgrounds, car parking and even flower beds near the entrances. Everything people needed was relatively close: kindergartens, schools, hospitals and so on. Nowadays many people still live in this Khrushchevka, as they are more affordable. If you liked this video, I recommend watching my other one where I share more about Vladivostok. Please support me by hitting the like button and see you soon.